What's up? I'm back. In this segment, I'm gonna talk about Priyanka Chopra, who's the lead actress from a show called Quantico on ABC. This is not really about Quantico itself; it's really more about her. Priyanka is a very famous Bollywood actress in India, which their cinema or their film industry. I mean, you have Bollywood, you have Hollywood, Tollywood, but Bollywood is the biggest, right? So I'm gonna cover Bollywood, and I have spoke about this in this channel before how I appreciate Bollywood movies. So looking at Priyanka's work on Quantico, I have to admit I'm very impressed with her work because the show itself is not really that great, but I mean, her star power is probably underestimated in America, so the American audiences are kind of getting a taste of her, and I think that she's done a great job on a show that normally would probably be crappy. But this is not really about Quantico. This is about Ms. Marvel. Now, Ms. Marvel, we all know Carol Danvers, right? Who, in a sense, is who we know of as Ms. Marvels, or at least if you grew up like reading comics from the 80s and 90s, that would have been the case. Yet, Kamala Khan, who's the newer Ms. Marvel, who I would say under normal circumstances, I don't like characters like this because I think characters like this are just made to be PC, politically correct, and people want to have more minorities in comics, so then they just make characters like Spider-Man is black and Ms. Marvel is Pakistani, and just to make them. And I normally don't like it, and I normally wouldn't like it for the Avengers, for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I think for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I actually think Priyanka Chopra as Ms. Marvel works. Now I know the character's Pakistani, Priyanka's Indian, and if she wants to play a Pakistani character, that'd be one thing. But I think that would give Ms. Marvel some edge that I think is needs in the cinematic universe. AntMan did very well, right? And it was a pretty good movie, and it did about 175 million in America, and I think about 400 million worldwide, which is pretty solid. And it's pretty solid when you consider that it opened up 50-something million opening, right? So it opened up at 50-something, finished at 175, which means it held pretty well, meaning the drop. Because normally with comic book movies, they'll open like 100 million, drop about 60%. Next week, you get 40 million. That's normal comic book movies. But it stayed steadily, which showed that the audience liked Ant-Man. And I think with Ms. Marvel and Black Panther, Marvel has the chance to do some really good work in the sense that when you could build up some of these people are third-tier characters, honestly. You can make the argument these people are third-tier characters. Because if Iron Man, before, like as much as people have short memories, if you were to ask somebody 15 years ago who were Marvel's first-tier characters, you would have heard Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, X-Men. Would have been Spider-Man first, X-Men second, probably Fantastic Four, probably third, Avengers fourth. That's what somebody would have said. And if people have doubt to that, Fantastic Four came out before Avengers. Fox bought Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four, because remember, it was cosmic. You had rights to Silver Surfer, things like that. Yet, what is Marvel now known for? Avengers. So I think their success, it has to be characters like this. And when I'm looking at Priyanka and her success in Quantico, the show is not that great. But I think with Priyanka, you're getting something that people miss. Priyanka is one of those beauties, right? She's a very beautiful woman. And she's one of those, she has a type of looks that's like Halle Berry, Marilyn Monroe type, where when Angelina Jolie maybe looks that people look at it as all time. Like 100 years from now, people still look back and say those women are beautiful. Marilyn Monroe is probably the most famous celebrity where you could be someone who was born in 2005, maybe not 2005, but 2000, right, 1999, and you know who Marilyn Monroe is. She's that she was a classic beauty or a classic celeb. I think Priyanka, I know it sounds crazy, has that same. She's made up of that same star power, and a lot of it is her looks. She was Miss World. She's a natural beauty, and as much as people might want to compare her to all-time beauties like Angelina Jolie and Halle Berry, I actually think she's more attractive than them. I think Halle Berry is more attractive than Angelina Jolie. Angelina was attractive, but from where I look at it, a lot of her looks was more the way they positioned the cameras. Her face is very attractive, but she was kind of on the skinny side for the most part. Halle Berry, I gotta give, she was a classic beauty because whenever you want to know somebody looks beautiful, look at how they take the photographs. When you could take the picture from both sides and both sides look good, that's the classic beauty. Priyanka has that same gift Holly does, and whenever you see that, I think people are gonna be underestimating her. And I think when you talk about Quantico, that's something that's just gonna come and go for her. She might take that to 4 or 5 seasons, but she's a bigger star in the making in America. She's already a star in America. So I think for Marvel to get some edge, because I kind of think they may not see it yet, but the comic book genre in general, it's been running movies for the last 6 years, and it's going to probably continue to run it for the next 5. But I do think the one thing they're missing, and I'm not a person to talk about diversity, it's a cry about diversity. I always say, listen, if you ain't make something, someone will have to let you win, right? But because everyone is buying movies, and it's not really sometimes about who made Hollywood, it's about who's buying. I do think if you're smart, you make your product where it's marketable to many people. And I think unless you're going to get Charlize Theron to do Ms. Marvel, which I think she'd be a great Ms. Marvel. I obviously don't like Ronda Rousey as Ms. Marvel. Not that I don't like Ronda Rousey, just don't think she has the acting chops yet. And I think that would be crazy buzz if you make her in, because, you know, they didn't want to make Spider-Man. They want to make Peter Parker. They didn't want to go with Miles Morales, which I like. I didn't want to see Miles Morales in movies. I'm sorry. Not right now. If you want to have him 10 years from now, Peter Parker dies, we'll see. But right now, no, I want to see Peter Parker in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But for me, if you could have Kamala Khan in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and then have her as Priyanka Chopra, like if you're not going to get Priyanka, then I don't want to see Kamala Khan, right? Because honestly, Kamala is sort of like Miles Morales. I don't really like characters like that. But I think Priyanka has such star power and is kind of going to give her next 2-3 years, she's going to be known as the beauty of all beauties, right? She's going to have that pull on it. And I think you can give some buzz to Ms. Marvel if you just skip Carol Danvers, put Kamala Khan or Priyanka Chopra, a.k.a. Kamala Khan, as Ms. Marvel, and Marvel will have it here in their hands. Of course, they're not going to listen, but that's a suggestion, and who knows? Maybe we might get some momentum and people start a little movement on it, and I think it could work. So, till next time. Peace.